Hello guys, welcome to my channel. My name is Sebastian. In this video I'm gonna show you guys how to make the most perfect, delicious, fluffy, squishable burger buns that you could ever taste. They're Japanese milk buns and they look like this. Hold on one second. So as you can see, they look perfect. And another thing is I made these ones with a stand mixer with a KitchenAid, and these ones I made them by hand. As you can see, size difference, they look pretty much the same. They're very squishable and delicious. So watch this video to learn how to make these perfect buns with a stand mixer or by hand. To make these buns, we're gonna use a Japanese method called Tangzhong. Tangzhong consists of mixing milk, water, and flour and cook it until it creates kind of a gelatin. That gelatin will help absorb more liquid, and then that liquid will give us a very fluffy bread. So I'll show you guys how to make it. You need a pan. You're gonna mix 65 milliliters of milk, 33 milliliters of water, and 25 grams of bread flour. Then we're just gonna whisk it a little bit until it's fully combined. Okay, then exact same process for the other one. The only different thing that we're doing on both preparations is that one will be made with a stand mixer, the other one will be made by hand. Okay, so I've got my Tangzhongs ready to cook, and then I'll show you how to cook them. Okay, I got my pans ready. I'm gonna cook this on medium heat. We just wanna cook it slowly and it will take about 5 minutes. We need a rubber spatula that we're gonna use to mix this occasionally to prevent sticking. It's been about 1 minute, and then if you mix, you will see that it starts to cook a little bit, so make sure you keep on mixing that. You'll see this is very quick. Once it starts getting like this, you'll have like about 45 seconds to go. Just keep on mixing. Then you see that the gelatin is kind of mixed. It's kind of making a roux. Once the consistency is like this, it's ready. You don't want to mix this when it's too hot, or it might like mess up the yeast or the egg or something, so just leave it there until you're ready. For the first part of this video, I'm gonna show you how to make the milk buns with a stand mixer. Something I forgot to mention is that this recipe is in grams, so I highly recommend you get a scale. They're very inexpensive. Any store like Walmart, Amazon, whatever, just get one of these for this recipe, and for most recipes really. Grams are a more exact way of measuring things, and you will get like better outcomes when it comes to bread baking and pastry and stuff like that. Okay, that being said, in the bowl of a stand mixer, you're gonna mix 150 milliliters of milk, 1 egg, 7 grams of yeast. Just give it a mix. I use the hook just to mix it a little bit. Then I'm gonna add 350 grams of bread flour, 70 grams of sugar, and 5 grams of salt. I have all of them mixed here. Then we're gonna start mixing. We're gonna do low speed for about 1 to 2 minutes until everything is mixed. And I forgot a very important part of this recipe. I forgot to add the Tangzhong, so you should mix the Tangzhong with all the rest of the ingredients. Good thing I remembered right when I started mixing, so no big deal. So my Tangzhong is in. Now I can start. With the help of a spatula, you can very carefully put the flour in so it mixes quicker. And then if you see dry flour on the edges of the bowl, wait a little bit longer so everything is fully combined. Now that we have a dough formed, like the bowl is fully mixed, we're gonna add 56 grams of room temperature butter, little by little. If you don't have room temperature butter, it's okay. Just put it in the microwave for a few seconds. If it's melted, it's fine, completely fine. It will work. And then start mixing your butter little by little. There, go with a little bit more. Then you see that the bread starts absorbing that butter and kneading it into itself. Then this is the last bit of butter. Now we're gonna mix on medium speed for about 6 minutes. After 6 minutes, it should be ready. I'll show you guys how to know when it's ready. So it's been about 3 minutes of mixing, and as you can see in the bottom of the bowl, it's a little bit stuck. Completely normal, it's fine. This is a high hydration recipe, so it's fine. With the spatula, you can help it a little bit, or you can just like wait and let it knead. It just needs a little bit more kneading. As I said, it will be like 6 minutes. I like to like carefully move it with my spatula a little bit, just to kind of like mix it together. Then as you can see, that worked perfectly. So I'll just knead it for a couple more minutes and it'll be ready. Okay, it's been about 6 minutes. I would say it's ready. It's still a little bit sticky, but that's completely fine. It's not a problem. So I'm gonna do the test. This is to know if the dough is ready. What you're gonna do is you're gonna do the pull and shear test. You're gonna pull it. Then, as you can see, if it breaks, it's not ready. But I would say this is ready. So, that being said, our bread is ready to rest, the first rest. Okay, so our dough is ready. You're gonna put it in the table. So you can see there is not much left in there. It's fine. So now we put it in the table. I'll show you guys a better perspective of the pull and shear test. So as you can see, that's great. Now we're gonna grab our dough and we're gonna tuck it into itself, doing this movement. Then you don't want to create too much tension, just make it a little bit like smooth, but not too much. That's it. Our dough is beautiful, it's shiny, it's ready. You can see. I'm just gonna put it on my KitchenAid bowl just so I don't make too much mess in my kitchen. And then we're ready for our first rice. We're going to let it ferment at room temperature for 60 minutes. 60. I'm gonna let it rest on top of my stove, and then in 60 minutes I'm gonna show you the next step. Now it's where the real fun part starts. I'm gonna show you guys how to make this dough by hand. Okay, first of all, you need clean hands, of course. Then you need a like medium to large size mixing bowl to just to be more comfortable. But just use whatever you have. If you have a bowl where you think, like for example, like this size, it's fine. It will be a little tight, but just use whatever you have. Okay. Okay. The bowl you're gonna mix. Same recipe. Milk. I'll leave the recipe in the description as well, so you guys can have it. Yeast. 1 egg. And then this time, I won't forget, Tangzhong. Then now my Tangzhong is room temperature, so it's completely fine to just mix it with the yeast and the egg. And And then I'm gonna mix my sugar and salt into a flour. And now let the fun begin. There. Then the tip of your fingers, you're going to kind of start mixing everything slowly. It's fine, like no rush on this process. It'll take a few minutes, but completely doable at home. If you don't have a stand mixer, this is the one for you. If you have a stand mixer, of course, it will be easier, but just want everyone to be able to make these delicious buns at home. So exact same process as the stand mixer, only you're using your own power to mix. So just mix everything. It's also very fun if you have kids. I know kids love to like get their hands dirty on these kind of processes, like making cookies and pastries and stuff. So this will be very fun to make with your kids. Okay, I'm mixing. Now that I'm almost there, well, I have my butter ready, room temperature. Okay, as you can see, like most of it is mixed into a bowl. So we're gonna do the same process, room temperature butter, little by little, and you're gonna start kneading. Kind of like if it was like in every direction. This is kind of like a long process, but not very hard at all. Just keep on mixing. Then once I have all my butter incorporated, I'll mix it in the table, which will be a little easier. Just like kind of like fold it into itself with my knuckles, just to make it easier on me, because I've been a cook for like a few years, so my carpal tunnel is very painful sometimes. Okay, ready for more butter. You just want to get that butter emulsified into the dough. So you have to, I would say just keep like a good pace on the mixing. Don't do it too slow or it will take longer. You kind of want to keep the same pace just so it's more even. I guess at the end of the day, it doesn't really matter. It's kind of the way I work, but then the last bit of butter. Then I'll mix all that butter and then I'm gonna put it on the table. Then another reason why you want to be as quick as possible is that your hands are warm, so it is a little bit harder to keep the emulsion going. So you have to be quick at the mixing step, just so your dough doesn't break. It could break. So, okay, all the butter is in. Now it's time for some kneading. So I'm gonna do about 6 to 8 minutes like this. Same motion inside, then again. Okay, all the butter is in, as you can see. Now it's time for mixing on the table. So we're gonna keep on doing this motion for about 6 to 8 minutes. And then we'll do the pull and shear test and see if it's ready. Now you have to do this, knead it like you mean it. You wanna get that gluten going. Okay guys, so while I knead this wonderful dough, I'm gonna talk to you guys a little bit about me. My name is Sebastian. This is my first YouTube video, like long form. If you guys follow me, go and check out my other shorts. I've been creating food content for about a couple years now. I've been creating food content for like 2.5 years now, or 3 years. I don't know. Mostly on Instagram and TikTok. and I procrastinated this video for like a year and a half. So I'm so glad that I'm finally doing it. What else? I'm from Colombia. I live in Park City, Utah. So I make bread on a high altitude. So this is also to show you guys that it's nothing complicated at all. My name, Apartment Cook, comes from kind of like mocking people. You know, I've been a professional cook for about 10 years now. So I always found it very funny how some people would say like, oh yeah, I'm a home chef and stuff like that. I've been a professional cook for like almost 10 years now, and I've never been a chef, just a cook. I don't consider myself a chef because a chef is just a title. So I've never had that title before. So I was kind of just like mocking people like, yeah, I'm a home chef. So I'm an apartment cook. I live in a small apartment. So that's where my name comes from. And that's it. That's a little bit about me. If you guys want to know more about me or something, just let me know in the comments or something like that. I'm new to this format, so also forgive me if I'm like not talking clearly or something or whatever. If you guys have any feedback, just put in the comments. If you want to fast forward this, I don't know. I don't know when this will be done. I still have like 1 more minute of kneading for it to be 7 minutes, so pretty close now. So I guess I'll see you in 1 minute. Okay, and I forgot to mention, besides like where my name comes from, I also want to show people how to cook, how cooking at home is very approachable and very doable. Like there is some recipes that you might think, oh no, that's so difficult to make at home. I'm not gonna do it. So that's also a little bit of my purpose on this page, and I will be posting like recipes on how to become a better cook at home, in case cooking is not your line of work. Also, if there are some chefs or cooks watching, I hope you can, like, I don't know, give me some tips, advice, or just like feel that my page is a little bit inspiring for your recipes or and whatnot. And you know, just also another thing, just be nice in the comments. There is some rude people out there, and that kind of sucks, but you know, whatever, I guess. But yeah, follow me if you wanna learn how to cook and how to be a better cook. Not that I'm the greatest cook, but I'll show you what I know. Okay, this bread is ready. I'm gonna do a pull and shear test. It's a little bit stiffer than the other one, but as you can see, yeah, I'd say it's ready to go. So we're gonna do the same thing. We're gonna tuck it into itself. And as you can see, like the difference between the doughs, between the final dough on this one and the stand mixer one is not very significant. The other one is a little bit smoother, I have to say, but this one is a great looking dough. To me, it's very still shiny and very nice look. So I'm gonna put it on my mixing bowl, and we're gonna let it ferment at room temperature for 60 minutes. Right after this process, I'm just gonna show you guys one process, because after this is exactly the same process. So there is no point of me showing the same process twice. So I'll see you guys with the other dough. It's been about 70 minutes. This is the stand mixer dough. As you can see, it has doubled in size. It's like nice. If you poke it, it's like alive. So what we're gonna do is Well, first I'm just gonna punch it because that's what I like to do. And then you see all the air is gone. We're gonna put it on the table, and we are gonna divide it into. It will give you about like six. Yeah, it will give you 6 100-gram pieces and some extra, which I always roll for like a little snack or something. So what I do is I just cut in half, but not all the way, just so I get a long dough. And then I kind of like then kitchen scale, very important again. And then I'll do 100-gram pieces. That was very close. 103. Okay, perfect. Then one. Oh, nice. 98 grams. Two. Then yeah, whatever is extra, just cut it and keep it, because you might need a little bit more or a little bit less. So I lied to you guys, you will get 7 pieces of bread and a little bit. So this is the little extra. Okay, now that is ready, next thing to do is you'll need a sheet tray and some parchment paper. So what I do is little oil in the bottom, just so the parchment paper sticks to it. If you don't have parchment paper, it's okay. The bottom of your bun will be a little bit more like toasty. If you like it that way, it's okay. If not, I would suggest you getting like a roll of parchment paper. Okay, the technique is the following. Okay, I've got my dough. So what I do is stretch it a little bit, fold it in half, then half again, then put it back. Then this is the technique. Tip of your fingers and then your thumb should be kind of like pulling inside, and then kind of like this. Like make sure you tuck it in like very well. If you see like an air bubble like this one, make sure you pop it. That will, if there is air bubbles in the dough, that will mess up with the structure of the dough. Then once the ball is nicely formed, make sure this part is also as centered as possible. If it's towards the sides, it will eventually, when it's baking, it will grow to the side and your bun will look ugly. Once the ball is ready, you see that little ball, let's pop it, perfect. Now what I do is, once it's ready, I push it a little bit. What this does is that the bun grows like to the sides and up instead of growing like too high up. So it's a nice even bun. I don't mind tall buns, but I just prefer them to be like this. And then that's it. Okay, my dough is ready. It's been balled up. Now we're gonna let it rise. The second rise will be, we're gonna cover it with a clean towel. We're gonna let it ferment at room temperature for at least 90 minutes. Okay, and then this is the hand mixed dough. It's been also like 70 minutes. Then as you can see, it's like very much alive, very nice. It has doubled in size, and then you see, it's perfect. And then I'm just gonna show you that it is exactly the same as the other one. So you can see like same consistency, same texture, and it is looking like very nice. You see, it's a very nice dough. And that's it. I'll show you guys before I bake it as well and after. This is the hand mixed dough. As you can see, there is not a significant difference with the other one. I would say the other one is a little bit more smooth than this one, but at the end of the day, it won't matter too much because it will rise. And then same process, we just cover it, let it ferment for 90 more minutes, 90 minutes, sorry. And that's it. I'll see you guys when we're ready to bake. One thing I forgot to mention, when you set a timer for 90 minutes, set another timer for 70 minutes. At that point, with the 70-minute timer, you're gonna preheat your oven at 375 Fahrenheit. And then you're gonna place a sheet tray or a pan or whatever, like oven proof thing that you can place in the oven so it heats up with the oven, because then we're gonna add some ice and that'll create the steam. I'll show you guys the process when I'm ready to bake. And I'm sorry I forgot to mention that part, but yeah, don't forget the timer for 70 minutes and placing a pan inside the oven while it is preheating. Okay, it's been about like 95 minutes. My bread is ready. So next thing I'm gonna do is I'm gonna crack an egg, but I'm just gonna use the egg yolk. And that'll be my egg wash. That'll make the buns like they'll give them like a nice color. I'm just doing one egg yolk and a little splash of milk. Well, in this case, I'm doing 2 egg yolks because I have two times the recipe. So I'm gonna do 1 and 2. That's it. Then with a brush, I'm just gonna mix this. If you don't have a brush, I guess you can use your fingertips or, well, something just to brush this into the buns. Just be really careful, don't poke it too hard. So yeah, this is ready. Okay, so this is the stand mixer buns. And voila, those look beautiful. These guys are looking very nice. I have to say, like, very round, and they double in size, which is a very important thing. So now what we're gonna do is we're gonna brush them. And I like to take some time to do this process just so they look even and they look like all the same color, because they're gonna rise a little bit more in the oven. So I just like to take my time and like paint them like as much as possible, like so I don't have any white spots or anything. This, if you want like very nice looking buns, this is when you can make them pretty. So make sure you go like under and everything. Not too under, like make sure you don't move the bun. You don't want to move them at all or they might collapse. And then, well, I'm gonna do this process for every bun and I'll show you when they're ready to bake. Okay, they have been brushed. I feel that these 3 on the first row, well, actually most of them are very close, so they might, on the final rise, they might get together. I guess that's fine. That's more like an aesthetic thing more than an issue. So if you have an issue with that, you don't want them to be together, you want the perfect round bun, maybe use 2 sheet trays or something. Otherwise you will have that thing, but I don't see how that is a problem. And then for these buns, let's do this thing. Let's add sesame seeds on these ones, and then we leave the other ones without sesame seeds. So when I do sesame seeds, I like to add a lot of sesame seeds, just so you can like, I feel that looks much better, it tastes a lot better, and I don't know, I just really like sesame seed buns. But you can also like skip the sesame seeds if that's what you want. That's why on the other ones I'm gonna skip them, just so you see how they look without them. Okay, and here I have some cold water and I'll add a cube of ice in there and I'll show you the process, how to create steam so they're they rise nicely. Okay, I've got my buns ready. Try to do this as far from the glass as possible, because it might, if you add it and like a cold drop of water pops into the glass, it might break it. So just be super quick. And then let's go like this. I have my sheet tray there. Now buns go in. Buns will bake for at 375 for 10 minutes. After 10 minutes, we're gonna open the door. We're gonna remove the sheet tray with the ice, and then we're gonna flip the buns, and then they will cook evenly on all sides. I'm talking about like a regular home oven. So yeah, if you have a convection oven or something, maybe try low fan, because they will brown really quickly. Guys, it's been 10 minutes. So I'm just gonna turn the sheet tray. And then we're gonna cook these for 8 more minutes. I'm just gonna put this out. I'll probably do like another 10 just because I have the oven open. Okay, yep, 10 more minutes, that's it. Exciting moment. It's been like about 105 minutes. I've been doing more things. I was baking the other bread, so it's been a little bit longer, which it's not a problem. Everything depends on the temperature of your house or where you're cooking. Ideally would be like 75 degrees Fahrenheit. My apartment is kind of colder. It's on at 70, so that's why I'm giving my doughs a little bit more time to rest. And this is how the hand mixed dough look. They look really nice. I think there is not a major difference with the other ones, the ones I made on the stand mixer. They're still round and like shaped nicely and everything. So I'm just gonna brush them and I'll show you guys how I bake them. Moment of truth, it's been 19 minutes. And yeah, these buns are looking very nice, very pretty. Sesame seeds, they're nicely toasted. I'll do 1 more minute while I get my other bread ready, just because, you know, if you see here, I want that to be more even. I feel that ready. Yeah, got a little bit more color in them. Then yeah, this is how they look. Now we're gonna let them rest, and while they rest, I'm gonna get the other buns in. So these are the hand mixed buns, no sesame seeds on them. Okay, same thing. Then buns go in. Exact same time, 10 minutes. Let's see how they're looking. It's been 19 minutes since I put them in the oven. I do have to say, on these ones, I didn't want to use another egg yolk, so I used less egg brush. That's why they're a little bit more pale, but they're, I think, looking very nicely. Now it's time to let them rest for at least half an hour, and then we'll cut into them. Right, guys, if you guys have watched until this point, first of all, thank you so much for watching. It means a lot to me. It helps my page grow, I guess. I'm new to this, so I hopefully will get some subscribers and likes and stuff. Hopefully. If not, that's fine. I'll leave this video forever because it's a very special video. It's my first long format YouTube video. And even if it doesn't perform very well, I'm super happy I made this and I was able to show everyone how to make these buns. So here we have stand mixer bun. Very nice. You see how it comes back. Super nice. Like a little bit toasty in the bottom, but that's completely fine. And then here we have hand knead buns. Very nice. I don't want to squeeze it so hard yet because it's still a little warm. So if I push it down, it will eventually stay there. But as you can see, it has some comeback. Of course, in a few minutes, while these rest a little bit, I'll show you the final product. Looking very nice. They're very light. These buns are so light, like super light. They're very fluffy in the inside. Okay, now I'll show you guys some like close-up looks so you can see them from different perspectives. Cut these guys open, then we'll see how they look inside. Oh my god, look absolutely perfect. They look so beautiful inside. Like, as you can see, it's kind of like, I don't know how to describe. I don't know how to describe it in English, but it's perfect. Like, this bun will be the perfect vehicle for any cheeseburger that you can imagine of. And then we're gonna cut this one open, which is the actual moment of truth, because we knew the other one was gonna be perfect. Now let's see this one. Look at the crumb, is perfect, super nice, super even. This one has a little hole, but that's not an issue. And that's it, guys. That's how you can make the most perfect burger buns you could make at home. This will be great for any burgers. They toast very nicely, and even if you just wanted to do like a ham and cheese sandwich on this, it's absolutely insane. So that's it, guys. I'm so happy to finally being able to make my first YouTube video, and if you watched till the end, thank you so much. And I guess I finally get to say what everyone says. Don't forget to hit subscribe, turn on your notifications, follow me, send this video to a friend, like it, and show me some love. In the comments, let me know any feedback that you see that I can improve. Always from, as I mentioned earlier, some people are not very nice, but from respect, if I see like comments that are mean, I will probably answer in the same way. So just be nice, and well, let me know in the comments what you think. If you need any more tips or anything, just let me know. And thank you so much for watching, and see you guys in the next video.